Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. Today I have a very different type of video than I normally post here on the channel, but I recently picked up something that I have been anxiously awaiting, and I had to share it with you guys. I grabbed, finally, Injustice: Gods Among Us Volume 1 Omnibus. This thing is massive, as you can see. This is huge. So this actually collects years 1, 2, and 3 of the Injustice series. Now, if you're familiar with this, you know that there are actually 5 years of Injustice that lead up to the video game. This is a prequel to that video game series, that fighting game series. And this is a story I read in other forms, which I'll show later, and I loved it. I've not finished the whole thing. I think I've read all of what's included here, though, the first 3 years. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I left off at year 4, so definitely going to pick up Omnibus Volume 2 once I get through this one. But today, I wanted to go through this one and just show you guys like an overview, a top-down view of what this thing looks like, because I think it is beautiful. And if you're interested in this story at all, I thought you might be intrigued to just take a look at what this all entails. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Injustice: Gods Among Us, Volume 1 Omnibus, kind of an overview, I guess, of this really awesome omnibus, excuse me. So let's jump over to the overhead shot now so I can show you guys exactly what's included in this guy. Alright, so switching over to the overhead shot here, hopefully you guys can get a good look at this book. It looks amazing already. So we have the cover there with Batman and Superman, and then the spine, Volume 1, definitely going to grab Volume 2 when that comes out. And then the back here, I probably already mentioned it, but just a reminder, this does include year 1, year 2, and year 3 of Injustice: Gods Among Us, and it is years 1 through 5 that lead up to the original game. So yeah, this covers about half of that, which is awesome. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Injustice 1, 2, and 3, years 1, 2, and 3, are actually what I've read of this so far. 4 and 5 are where are my blind spots of this series, but it has been so long since I've read that I don't really remember much of it at all. So I'm going to move the dust jacket aside and just show you the front, the spine, and the back. I love that. It has Batman on the back, Superman on the front, and there it is in full. That wraparound cover looks so great, which is just awesome. So let's take a look at the inside. I think I just showed this a few seconds ago, but yeah, I mean, this artwork is amazing. One of the reasons I really started falling in love with this was just because of how nice it looked. And so, yeah, just beautiful artwork on this. Introduction in here. There's going to be a whole bunch of like supplemental material. If you're used to movies, which I normally talk about, there's going to be a bunch of special features with this, which you'll get in the back of it. But you can see it starts with year 1 and then is going to pick up with issue 1 from there. And just look at that art. It is just stunning. So just as an example, I decided to grab my current. So let me put this to the side here. So just so you can see the difference in size, this is the trade paperback version of it that I normally read. So you can see the difference in size. So that is all going to translate in the artwork, which is why I wanted to go with the bigger version here. I mean, this looks great as it is. This is how I read this initially and how I fell in love with it. But when you compare it to what you see here, I mean, there's really no comparison. That's why I decided this was going to be one I did in omnibus form. I mean, you can just get I can't keep it open, but you get a better appreciation of the artwork in here. So that's really why I wanted the omnibus form. It's just going to expand everything and just look gorgeous. So much bigger style, which is really, that's why people buy omnibus, right? It's because it is the bigger book and the bigger style. So I Love this. Some Catwoman action here. I don't want to give any spoilers on anything, so I'm trying to avoid that. But let's flip over to the back of the book here. Maybe look at some of the supplemental material that they have included. I imagine there's going to be alternative artwork. There's an afterword back here. I haven't broken in the spine or anything, so I need to be careful with what I'm doing. But yeah, here's the variant cover art gallery for various issues. I love this. This, of course, was the cover of the trade paperback I was just showing. So that's what I'm used to seeing. Just more beautiful artwork back here. Oh, I love this. This is so great. Joker in this is fantastic. And then keep going through. What do we have here? What is this? So this is the proposal for it. The transformation of Earth's greatest protector into Earth's most brutal dictator. Oh, and it's just such a fascinating story. I cannot recommend this enough if you haven't read it. It is absolutely worth the time. Here is the original script for it as well, with some sketches down there, which is super cool to see. So yeah, lots of supplemental or bonus material included in this, which is so cool for fans of this. So this is only the second omnibus I've ever purchased in terms of like a standard omnibus. I did grab a Marvel Now omnibus, but that was from Ollie's. It was really cheap, and that is a compilation. Whereas this is a true omnibus. And I also have Batman by Grant Morrison. And so I cannot wait to dive into this. I've been wanting to reread it, and I thought this would just be the best way to do it. And it dropped in price so far. It was less than 50%. It was more than 50% off. So that's why I decided to go with it. Let me get it back in its sleeve here. And yeah, this is why I just wanted to take some extra time out to share this with you guys, because I think this thing looks beautiful and is one of my favorite books in my collection now. I was so excited when I saw the price drop on this, so I absolutely knew it had to go into the collection. So yeah, not that I can get this on, but yeah, very happy that Injustice, Gods Among Us, Omnibus Volume 1 is in the collection. This thing is chunky and it's beautiful. It is now like the centerpiece of my graphic novel collection. So after I got done filming the overhead, I realized I never even really talked about what this book is if you're unfamiliar. So basically with Injustice, we are following this story of Superman essentially losing everything and deciding, you know what? I don't need to be the Boy Scout anymore. I am essentially a god among men. It's time to rule with an iron fist. And so the only person stopping Superman from basically, being the supreme ruler of the world is the Dark Knight himself, Batman. So it's almost like a Civil War story, and this is a, what is the term, like not a future world, an alternate universe story. I think that's what I'm searching for. So it's not canon or anything, but I mean, who cares? It's just a fascinating read. And so on Superman's side, we have Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Shazam, and even Robin. And then on Batman's side, he gathers up, who does he get here? He has Green Arrow, Catwoman, the Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, and Zatanna. So these two sides are essentially kind of warring with each other to decide who is going to be, or who's in the right and who's in the wrong, essentially. And it is just a fascinating read. And again, it all leads up into the video game, the fighting game, Injustice. And that is one, I've actually not even played the game before, but I love this series. And so I want to get through this whole series and then try the game. And then there's actually Injustice 2, which also was done in comic book form. I believe that's also a prequel to that game. And then it leads into the Injustice 2 video game. So yeah, this thing is monstrous. It is so heavy, and I'm still holding it. But I thought it would be fun to just kind of give an overview of this. Since I picked it up, it went on sale for a really good price. It when I added it to my Amazon cart, it was about $60, so about 50% off the $125 cover price. But just a few days ago, it ended up dropping down to under $60. It was like in the $55, somewhere around there. That is a remarkable deal for everything you're getting here. So yeah, so excited I was able to grab this one, and I thought I would just share that excitement with you guys. So let me know down in the comments below, do you care about Omnibus overviews, I guess? Do you care anything about this at all? Let me know what your thoughts are on this video idea and anything else down in the comments. More importantly, have you read Injustice? And if so, what did you think of it? Did you fall in love with the story like I did? I would love to hear your thoughts about that, and frankly, anything else down in the comments. So thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Before you go, if you could just hit that like button down there, that really does help me out. But with that said, guys, I just want to encourage you all to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.